plot is uncomfortable. It is fractal. It is difficult to read on purpose. You're meant to be confused by parts of it because I would argue Natalie herself is a deeply unreliable narrator. This happens to be one of my favorite tropes. I love an unreliable narrator, but it quite literally means that you can't really trust anything that that character has told you. When I finished the book, I was left wondering, wow, was Natalie's upbringing truly as strict as she told us, or was just this how her brain received it? Was Caleb, her husband, actually as repulsive and feckless as she portrayed him as, or was that her perspective of him? One of the things that I think is so fascinating about Natalie is that I would in no way describe her as a heroine. She's the main character, she's the protagonist of the book, but she's not a hero or a heroine. She doesn't get the same kind of story beat. She doesn't get the same kind of narrative structure as a more traditional hero or heroine would. She's not a likable character. Her brain is a very toxic place to be. As she narrates her early life experience, her university experience, she is constantly looking down on, disparaging, criticizing, or self-congratulating compared to other women. She has real contempt for the women who surround her. She couches this in a lot of religious context and experience and a lot of religious language about how misguided feminism is, how sad all of these women are who are making such poor life choices compared to her. But there is a seething resentment that comes out in all of this that is very, very well written by the author. The vibe that I get from reading the book is that Natalie is a narcissistic kind of personality type. And that kind of jives with what I think it must take to be an influencer at some level. At some level, you have to think well enough of yourself to promote yourself in the way that I think social media influencer requires as a career. It's kind of like how not everyone is built for the stage, right? Like there are some people in this life who are genuinely really thoughtful, charismatic, interesting performers, theater kids, we would call them. And not everyone has the personality type that is attracted to that kind of work or is even very good at it. Kind of like how Caleb, it seems, is probably attracted to and would excel at things like teaching or working with small children. But because of the political, social narratives that he has been raised in with his parents and that he has opted into with Natalie, and he's probably projected on himself, he never even considers that as an option. He's constantly trying to force himself into a mold of something he doesn't actually fit in naturally, and it's tragic. It's tragic. This whole book to me is deeply, deeply tragic. And